Good evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Grant Olson is away tonight. I'm Jefferson Robbins. We've got a lot of news to get to tonight, but before we do that, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. You can get a preview from what's behind me. This is our Turtle Rock cam showing that early nightfall that's coming on as the winter progresses and Christmas gets closer. We're all looking forward to that, but not necessarily looking forward to the weather that's upcoming. We're looking at a wet one coming up in the next 6 to 10 days. Chances of precipitation are going to be 50% more precipitation than average, according to the National Weather Service. Dan Kuntz will be along for a little special edition of tonight's weather, but right now, a few of the stories that we're going to be following for you tonight. A large wedding near Ritzville turned into a super spreader event, sending COVID-19 home with several Grant County guests. Wenatchee schools aren't yet ready to invite more students back into classrooms because of the pandemic, and Wenatchee police tracked down the pickup truck that allegedly ran over a woman crossing the street. But first we begin tonight in Ephrata, where a man wanted for 2 armed robberies in Moses Lake was apprehended last night after exchanging gunfire with law enforcement officers. Kyle Foreman with the Grant County Sheriff's Office was at the scene of the arrest last evening.
I'm Kyle Foreman with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. I'm in downtown Ephrata, scene of one of multiple shootings which have happened overnight as a result of a police pursuit. That pursuit involved a suspect who was involved in 2 armed robberies in the city of Moses Lake earlier today. The pursuit started on State Route 282 just outside of Ephrata, came through Ephrata, and during that time the suspect, Jesus Torres, took multiple shots at pursuing officers. The pursuit ended up being terminated or coming to an end at State Route 17 and Road 19 just outside of Soap Lake. The suspect, Jesus Torres, was taken into custody without any other incident. The deputy, who was struck by a bullet, suffered a wound to his foot when one of the bullets apparently pierced the sheet metal of his patrol car and entered the passenger compartment of that patrol car, striking the deputy in the foot. The deputy is just fine. I know everyone's going to be concerned about that first. The suspect, again, he's in custody, and for the next several hours there are multiple shooting scenes across downtown Ephrata where the suspect fired upon pursuing officers. So that's all the information we're going to have until later today. I'm Kyle Foreman from the Grant County Sheriff's Office.
Now, Grant County Deputy Jeff Wentworth was the officer who was hit in the foot during that shooting. Authorities say Wentworth was not seriously hurt, and he returned home from the hospital early this morning. Well, a large wedding held 11 days ago near Ritzville has led to COVID-19 infections among guests and in the larger community of 2 different counties. Health officials say the wedding, held in a potato storage building on November 7th, had more than 300 guests and has led to 40 cases in Grant County alone. At the time, health restrictions in Washington prohibited wedding receptions larger than 30 people. The Grant County Health District says that wedding has now been linked to COVID infections in a long-term care facility and in a school district. Anyone who attended the wedding or had contact with wedding guests is urged to get tested and self-quarantine through at least this Saturday. Well, Confluence Health said Tuesday it currently is treating 10 people for COVID-19 at Central Washington Hospital. 3 of its COVID-19 patients are on ventilators in the hospital's intensive care unit. Of those hospitalized with the virus, 4 are from Chelan County and 2 from Douglas County. 3 are from Grant County and 1 from Adams County. Grant County reported Tuesday it has 18 county residents hospitalized with the virus. Confluence said it tested 666 people on Monday alone, and 113 of those tests were positive. That's a 14.5% positivity rate. Well, because of that surging number of COVID-19 cases in the community, the Wenatchee School District has delayed the return of 3rd through 5th graders to its classrooms. Preschoolers through 2nd graders are already spending a half day in classrooms and half the day learning online, unless parents opted for all online instruction for their children. The school district had hoped to have that hybrid model in place for 3rd through 5th graders after the Thanksgiving holiday, but now says they have no specific date in mind for the return of those students. Well, coming up next, a man accused of partnering in a string of local burglaries has pleaded guilty in exchange for a 26-month sentence. I'm Jefferson Robbins. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Mary Maids of Wenatchee has been professionally cleaning and sanitizing homes and businesses in North Central Washington since 1998. Mary Maids uses commercial-grade cleaners and viricides. Mary Maids has implemented additional safety and sanitation protocols. They are strictly following CDC guidelines for the safety of their clients and employees. For expert help with cleaning and sanitizing your home or business, call or look up Mary Maids of Wenatchee to schedule your free estimate today.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Winter is a great time to trade in your current hot tub. Turn your old hot tub into money with Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa's trade-in program. You can save $500 to $1,000 off of any new artesian spa or take advantage of a free Bluetooth music experience. Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa recommends draining your hot tub every 3 months. Ask us about our drain and refill special. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa today.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
Welcome back. In other news tonight, Wenatchee police have located a pickup they suspect was involved in a hit and run accident Monday in Wenatchee, but they have not yet made an arrest. About 5 p.m., a woman was hit by a vehicle as she was in the crosswalk at 5th Street and Emerson Avenue. She was hospitalized with a broken ankle and rib injuries. Police on Tuesday released a photo of the pickup they believed was involved. They say the driver fled the scene after hitting the woman. They're still seeking other information. If you have info that might help, call Rivercom at 663-9911. A burglary suspect faces more than 2 years in prison after pleading guilty to his part in a series of break-ins. 42-year-old Scott Joseph Paul of Moses Lake entered a plea Monday to 2 counts of first-degree burglary in Chelan County Superior Court. Police say he partnered with Cameron Michael Darnell, who still awaits trial, to break into 2 properties in Wenatchee and Dryden and make off with goods, including firearms. Prosecutors agreed to recommend a 26-month sentence for Paul's guilty plea. Darnell is due for trial in January. While 4th District Republican Dan Newhouse has tested positive for COVID-19. In a Facebook post this afternoon, Newhouse said he began feeling a little run down Tuesday, so he was tested, and those results came back last night, confirming he had the virus. He said his symptoms remain mild. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, local business leaders speak out on the latest coronavirus restrictions, plus Dan Kuntz with the weather. That and sports still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging in Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue.
Currently, Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is open for dine-in and take-out. Owner Justin Hefner and his staff are just as excited as you to get back to their regularly scheduled full menu, music, and poker. So stay tuned. Meanwhile, Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is serving a limited menu for lunch and dinner, dine-in or take-out.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
The two hottest pickups in America are at Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. First, the Ram 1500 with back-to-back Truck of the Year awards from Motor Trend, and now the Car and Driver 10 Best list for 2020. They call it a luxury sedan with pickup capabilities. Ram is on a roll now with third-generation eco-diesel power. Next up, the Jeep Gladiator, also a 2020 10 Best model based on the new award-winning Jeep Wrangler. It has options and capabilities that no other truck can offer. Two more reasons when it comes to buying a truck. There's no reason to leave town.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. After the coronavirus surged and Governor Jay Inslee put new and heavier restrictions in place on Sunday, local business representatives voiced their displeasure. The Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce says the new rules put too much burden on businesses while the record number of new COVID-19 cases are occurring in private homes. On Monday, the Chelan-Douglas Board of Health also expressed sympathy with businesses and did not act on community requests to reestablish its own local state of emergency.
Reinstating this resolution will authorize the health officer and administrator to take all actions within their legal authority, which they deem necessary to mitigate the effects of the COVID-19 virus pandemic, and defend and enforce implementation of all such actions. This resolution allows them to issue and enforce orders that restrict, among other things, group gatherings. We need the leadership of the Board of Health to create a consistent message in our community about social gatherings that aligns with the recommendations from the Department of Health that were issued on November 10.
I think that it is important that we view this as a public health emergency and we treat it collectively as a unifying effort to move towards basically away from each other. We have a lot of things that we need to work on as a community, and I think having that declaration in place will enable us to be able to make decisions and enforce them as needed.
While I appreciate the request on this, I think that right now we're in a really good place with what we have currently in place. And if we do see that that's changing, then perhaps we would need to go ahead and take a look at some of the language within this and then perhaps adopt it at a later date. But as of this time, I think we're functioning extremely well under the purviews that are currently provided.
I would urge caution in declaring a state of emergency following the day after the shutdown as looking heavy-handed and a threatening posture to the community that we were shut down and now the Board of Health is going to declare a state of emergency, and as stated by some of the comments, to help enforce the rules. I think the message we need to be sending to our community is one of solidarity, one of working together, one of cooperating to the success of the community and to help them through this, rather than presenting a front of, I don't know, almost a militant type approach to controlling this virus. I just don't know that that is the correct message to send today.
Now, with this evening's weather outlook, we turn to our friend Dan Kuntz. Hi, Dan.
Thank you very much, Jefferson. Good to see you in the office today. Dan Kuntz filling in for Grant Olson, and we'll see how we do. I'll be filling in for Grant Olson, hopefully, for the next 4 or 5 days as he takes some well-deserved time off. We all need it. Taking a look at our Orondo Rock camera this afternoon, and these are the kinds of conditions that we can only use our Sky-Fi cameras from a lower elevation. The ones that are up high, you can't see anything. You just see fog and whiteout conditions. So we use one of our lower cameras, and that's certainly the case with the Orondo Rock cameras. We look at Turtle Rock, Lake Aniat, and all places to the south. The Wenatchee Valley tucked way off into the distance. And our pattern really is just going to continue. It's been very benign weather, not a lot of activity going on. Snow level's been a little higher than normal for this time of the year. Temperatures have been right around normal. Very steady for our afternoon highs, and our overnight lows haven't really moved much of anything. Here's our almanac for today. As you can see, right around 45. That's just a little bit above normal. Just a couple, 35 for the overnight low. Normal, as you can see, right around 42 and 31. So we're hanging right around that normal, maybe a little bit milder. We did have some warmer air come in on yesterday. Record high of 60 degrees, not going to get anywhere near that. And if you lived in the Wenatchee Valley like I did back in 1985, you remember the winter of 1985. It was bitterly cold for a long period of time. A little bit of rain today. We're starting to catch up a little bit on the rain gauge, but we got to remember we're still in a drought because we went all summer long without any rain at all. So we're getting caught up on the rain gauge. 9 hours and 10 minutes of daylight today. We're losing about 2.5 minutes of daylight each day as we get closer and closer to winter. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what can we expect for high temperatures on Thursday from around north central Washington. Again, temperatures very steady really across the board. Moses Lake 49, Ephrata out in the basin, you're going to be about 48 degrees. Quincy 47, Wenatchee 47, Cashmere 47, Leavenworth 45. A little bit of light snow expected in the Lake Wenatchee area. You head farther up, a little bit cooler, but look at these temperatures. Very little temperature variation over a pretty wide swath of area. I mean, normally we can see temperatures really all over the board this time of the year between Omak and maybe out in the basin. That's obviously not going to be the case as we look at the forecast. Tomorrow's highs on Thursday, and that's really going to be the case right through the weekend. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the day today. Not a lot going on out there. Jet stream is up over British Columbia. It's not bringing us any real inclement weather, although there was some snow, as I mentioned earlier today, up in the Waterville Plateau. Just lots of clouds, slight chance of rain. Just kind of going to be hanging steady. We're going to see a few more sun breaks tomorrow, and it's also going to be maybe a skosh warmer, about 47 for our afternoon high. A little bit of light rain. If we get any rain happening on Thursday, it'll be tomorrow morning. By tomorrow afternoon, no real rain at all. We do it all over again on Friday. Mixture of clouds and sun. They're going to do battle for the most part. So the forecast really for Thursday, Friday, and really spilling right on into Saturday doesn't change much at all. It's going to stay right about the same for the afternoon highs and the overnight lows and the chance of rain. Going to see a few more clouds late in the afternoon on Sunday, and that's going to usher in a little bit of change in our weather, and that's going to start basically Sunday afternoon into a more active weather pattern on Monday. The computer models right now are in agreement. It could be a pretty interesting week next week for you Thanksgiving travelers. Sunday, lots of clouds. Sun's going to take the day off on Sunday, going to watch a little football, and then things start changing Sunday night, overnight into Monday. Things are going to be a little bit more active. Jet stream's going to drop down. It's going to start funneling some inclement weather our way. And the big thing we're keeping an eye on for next week is some significant snow in the major mountain passes. So if you have travel plans for Thanksgiving, you're going to be dealing with some winter driving conditions really Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We're talking about significant snow, but the snow level is going to be right around 2,700 to 2,800 feet. So as far as snow here in the Wenatchee Valley, probably not going to get any. The areas that are more susceptible to snow, as we talked about, Waterville and the east slopes of the Cascades, Leavenworth Plain, and those kind of areas, you're going to get a little bit more snow. Down here in the valley, not going to be the case. All right, here is your forecast, your 5-day forecast. Let's take a look at it. Again, not a lot to talk about. Lots of clouds, a little bit of rain for the rest of the day today. We'll get down to right around freezing or so for the overnight low tonight. On Thursday, we do it again. Clouds and sun back and forth, high of about 47, just a little bit of rain, a little bit of light rain perhaps on Friday, no wind to speak of, just very benign, quiet weather for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Pretty quiet, all things considered. Sunday, more cloud cover. We're not going to see any sun on Sunday. Temperatures are going to be a little bit below normal. Monday, we start seeing some change. Tuesday, Wednesday, and right on into Thanksgiving, Thursday of next week, things are going to be active with some significant snow in the higher elevations and some pretty good rain down here in the Wenatchee Valley. That is your forecast. Going to take a break. When we come back, Eric Grandstrom has your sports. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Hi, my name is Blaine Johnson. I'm at Global Elite Motors. We're tied in with Global Car Care down here locally. So we're not your typical car buying experience. Somebody can come down here, take a look at what we have, and if we have the right vehicle for you, we'd be glad to help you out with it. A lot of times we are able to go out and find specific vehicles for somebody so that it fits their needs, their budget, and all the things that you want without you being obligated right away. If you're looking for a good, reliable car, come see me, Blaine Johnson, down at Global Elite Motors.
In a world afraid of technology, one man, one show will bring you the newest innovations that may just change your life. This summer, Ray McNeil and your Weekly Tech Update is your Weekly Tech Update with Ray McNeil.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Wednesday to you. The WIAA Executive Board voted last night to delay the start of any high school sports until February. The decision comes in light of surging COVID-19 cases around the state, putting in jeopardy the ability to begin WIAA Season 2, which was supposed to start December 28th. Instead, the season will start February 1st, and each season will be shortened to just 7 weeks. Season 2 is the traditional winter sports season, including basketball. Season 3 consists of the traditional fall sports and will now begin March 18th, except the 8th for football, and end on May 1st. Season 4, the traditional spring sports, will now begin April 26th and conclude June 12th. As with all things affected by COVID, everything has been written in pencil. Well, the Seahawks have had a short turnaround week to prepare for Arizona for tomorrow night on Thursday Night Football at CenturyLink Field. Seattle has lost 2 straight coming into this week's game, and turnovers have been a big factor. Russell Wilson's committed 7 turnovers total in those 2 losses, and offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer says number 3 knows he needs to be better.
He knows he has to be better with that. He knows that. Again, we coach him no different than everybody else. You know, it's non-negotiable. You have to take care of the football. There's big momentum swings. We always want to be one of the top teams in the league at taking care of the football. He's always going to be a guy that's been that way. He's normally a single-digit interception guy. And he understands that. In terms of his attitude, he's in a great spot, working hard. This is a unique week, Bob, as you can imagine, short week. Getting ready to play an opponent that we know pretty well. I think they've played 2 games since we last played them on the night game out in Arizona. But for all of us, it's just another great opportunity. You know, sometimes these short weeks when you come off of a game the way we coached and performed, not up to our standard, it's a new opportunity, a great opportunity that we're excited about.
In Wilson's 9 years as Seattle starter, he's never lost 3 games in a row. He says he's not about to start and still believes in the greatness of his team's potential.
We've been super upbeat. You know, obviously we've had some tough challenges along the way, but everybody's upbeat. Everybody has great belief. And there's no doubt that we're talented. There's no doubt that we can do some great things. There's no doubt that we're going to continue to do great things, and that's what we're excited about. We're excited about this opportunity. You know, every week it has this new history of its own. You know, every game tells its own story. Every game has a new history, and you got to treat it that way. You know, you can't say 1-0 this week and say it when you're winning and not say it when you're not winning, you know. So it's one of those things that you gotta stay true, you know. And I think that's the thing that we've always been focused on, and just you know, we're looking forward to this matchup. We're looking forward to this challenge. They're a great football team. They're playing great. We haven't been playing our best the past couple weeks, but we'll get back onto playing our best, and we're looking forward to a great matchup. It's always a great matchup between us and the Cardinals, so we know that.
After a 5-0 start, the Seahawks are 1-3 since. Part of the problem has been protecting Wilson. He's been sacked 30 times this season. That's 4th in the NFL, and has been hit another 75 times. Wilson says part of the problem has been injuries on the offensive line.
Definitely have had some bumps and bruises along the way, you know, posted going down, you know, being injured and dinged up. Obviously, Kyle got a little dinged up. He did a great job last week, you know, stepping in, and he hurt his ankle, and then he kept battling. It's a great defensive line, you know, and we've had some other things here and there. And so it was good to see Big Mike back in there. I thought Simmons did a good job when he was in there. But, you know, Big Mike's veteran experience is always great, too, as well. So the good thing is, you know, the first few games first 5 games or so, we had the same consistency for the most part. Those front 5 guys, and we've gotten dinged up a little bit. But the good thing is that, you know, those guys have been battle tested. The guys who've had to step in, and they've done a good job of it. Like I said, a guy like Kyle, for example, stepping in and doing such a great job last week against, you know, arguably, you know, one of the, you know, best defense linemen of all time, you know, rushing them, and with a bad ankle, you know, that Kyle had, you know, to battle through that. So, you know, I think that we just got to get back on track.
Meanwhile, Seattle's defense has been able to ratchet up pressure on opposing quarterbacks. Seahawks have 13 sacks over the past 3 games, and defensive coordinator Ken Norton Jr. says they continue to develop a recipe for success.
Well, there's no question sacks and negative plays really help. The down and distance, going from 1st and 10 to 2nd and really long really helps you on 3rd down. The 3rd and mediums are really tough, so when you get 3rd and longs after a sack in a series really helps. So there's no question about that. As far as us continuing our consistency on it, it'd be very nice. That's why we bring a guy like Dunlap in to step in and be that designated pass rusher. And then at the same time, it's important that the calls help. And our team, they play well aggressively. They respond well to it. Now it's just a matter of being able to make the plays and make sure that the high risk, high reward, it doesn't hurt us in the long run.
Bobby Wagner says there's still a belief in the locker room that Seattle has the talent and potential to be a great team. They just need to stay the course.
We have to learn how not to make the same mistakes twice, and we have to be consistent. I think that's the biggest thing. A lot of great defense, they learn from their mistakes and they don't continue them. And so I think it's just being positive as well, understanding that we have to, be positive in this situation. We understand that we're not playing the way we want to play, but we can, and we have the players to play the way that we want to play. And so I believe in the guys in the locker room. I believe in everybody, and that's been the main message. And you have to keep having that belief. We're sitting at 6-3. It's not like it's 3-6, and so we really need to be consistent and do our jobs.
Seattle and Arizona kick off tomorrow night, 5:20 on Fox and the NFL Network. We'll have more on Washington State and Stanford coming up tomorrow. Also, the Huskies hosting Arizona this weekend at Alaska Airlines Field at Husky Stadium. And I'm going to be on vacation for the next, the rest of the month, as a matter of fact. I have the opportunity to go on a deer hunt with my dad, so that's what I'll be doing. So Dan will take over doing the sports here on the evening news and take care of all of the rest of that stuff. So enjoy, have a happy Thanksgiving next week, and we'll see you come December. Grant. No, Jefferson. That's who it is. Back to you.
Thank you, Eric. Good to see you again. Finally, from us on Thursday night, that's tomorrow, NCWLIFE will be broadcasting live a town hall event involving local health professionals and elected leaders discussing the recent surge in COVID-19 cases. It's the topic on everyone's mind. That broadcast is scheduled from 6 to 7 p.m. You can watch it on Local Channel 12, Charter Channel 19, or over the air. It will also be streamed on NCWLIFE's Facebook page, among other social media sites. 6 p.m. tomorrow. Now let's check in again with our friend Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
Thank you very much, Grant. On tomorrow morning's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, my guest will be Jill Thompson. Jill Thompson is the mayor of Waterville, but the topic isn't going to be about the lovely hamlet of Waterville, who we love, of course, but Jill is also a member of the Chelan-Douglas County Board of Health. And as you know, tomorrow night, at 6 o'clock live here on the NCWLIFE channel, we will be televising a virtual town hall forum regarding the latest COVID-19 pandemic outbreak here in North Central Washington. Jill will give you some very important information that you need to know leading up to tomorrow night's virtual town hall, plus everything else that you need to start your Thursday. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live and local, 7 a.m. tomorrow. Grant, back to you.
I feel like I just said all that. Well, that's going to do it tonight for our newscast. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or on our website, ncwlife.com. Remember also, if you see news happening, we would like to hear from you. Send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Give us a call, 888-6295. I'm Jefferson Robbins. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night. Don't forget your mask.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together, we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
Leaves are falling, winds are blowing, and fall has arrived at Collins Fashions. Cozy soft faux furs, luscious colors in down coats, sweater jackets, amazing sweaters in chenille and cashmere in many beautiful colors and styles. Your favorite brands such as Tribal, Tommy Bahama, Charlie B, Liverpool, Lassie, Spanx, Joseph Ribkoff, Nick and Zoe, French Dressing, Karen Kane, and many more. And Brighton designs and handbags and jewelry for you and gifts too. All at Collins, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellingson here from Live It Up. Join us every week as we answer your questions on health, wealth, and relationships.
We're all about you creating a life that you love, so tune in to Live It Up.